Hello and good afternoon. Dad Hag here. Got 5 keyboards to talk about that I somehow ended up in my house for stupidity in purchasing and curiosity and looking at different models. So we're going to take you through them and talk about them and let you know what we think. Let's get into it. This is what we'll be looking at for today. We have the Redragon keyboard mouse combo 101. The keyboard is just a static RGB and the mouse is red. We're going to look at the Logitech G413, the mechanical keyboard. Got it used, great deal. And then we're going to get a couple of G.SKILLs. We're going to do the 780, that's MX, that's their static red, and also the 780 RGB. And then to top it off, because I'm crazy, we got the Corsait K95 Platinum, which is very fine, and highly recommend all these keyboards depending on your purpose and your budget. All right, we'll talk about our Redragon keyboard mouse combo. And only a few words to say, go buy it. $30. Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of cheap and flimsy, the keyboard. The mouse, though, was awesome. It fit my hand perfectly. I have a little bit bigger hand even. It still fit very nicely. Love it. It's a corded mouse, but it is got buttons. It's a 7-button mouse and excellent value for your money. If you want to get into an RGB keyboard, you got young kids like I do, highly recommended. It's a static RGB, so you can't do anything to it, but very nice, very good. And for $30, I'd keep this all day long. All right, moving on to some big boy keyboards. We got the Logitech G413. Excellent keyboard again. And this is going to stay in the house. Nice, solid build, very sturdy. Don't care for the Romer G keys as much, to be honest with you, as opposed to the cherries that are both on the G.SKILL and the Corsair, but you have to get used to it. The big difference is on the G413 is no dedicated G keys. But we're keeping this keyboard because the footprint of the desk on our second build is very small, and the G.SKILL 780 MX just a bit too big, even though I like it a little bit more. But keeping it, and obviously for the price that I paid for $50, I know they have more new models, but enjoy the keyboard much. Now to the other static red keyboard. This is the G.SKILL 780 MX, which is a static red keyboard. This is where the whole process started, because I purchased this one when I meant to buy the 780 RGB. So we went on a keyboard hunt, and it's been fun so far. Unfortunately, this guy's going to be the odd man out. His footprint was way too big for the small space for our second computer build. I love the keyboard because it's got the dedicated G keys. I do prefer the cherry switches over the Romer switches. And my biggest complaint, though, is we did use the replacement keys to do our WSD, of course, and a couple others, but did not like the feel of the keys. Kind of weird, though, because the Big Brother 780 RGB keys are 100 times better feeling to me. That's just my opinion. But this one will be for sale, unfortunately, because it doesn't find a place in the house. Now we'll move to the RGB keyboards. This is the G.SKILL KM780 RGB. This is the one I wanted to buy, but I didn't. And my problems could have ended there, but whatever. Another excellent keyboard. Super sturdy built. I love the look of it with the little bit of anodized aluminum bar on the side of the G keys. Makes it a little bit more industrial feeling. But we'll hear about this later. Chew-Toy didn't care for it as much as I did. Excellent, excellent keyboard. Nice, of course, sturdy, heavy duty. The problem I had is the tab stuck a lot to me, and I'll have a complaint about the Corsair also, but the tab key stuck a lot and kind of confused me a bit. Even though they're still the same cherry keys, they seem stiffer than the 780 MX. And then, of course, as we talked about with the MX, the replaceable keys on the RGB felt so much better. Highly recommend it. We're going to try to take this one over to the laptop. Don't ask me what we're going to use all the programmable stuff for on the laptop, but we'll keep this one in inventory for a bit and then maybe get rid of it in the future. And then we'll be on to the last. And I'm not going in importance of what we kept, more by price. So let's move on to the last one. Finally, we have the Corsair, the granddaddy, I guess, of them all from everything you guys review. That is now the primary keyboard because Chutoy picked it because the out-of-the-box RGB lighting was much better than the G.SKILL. And he fell in love with it, so he gets it. But once again, a very good keyboard. My complaint is these cherries almost are way too sensitive to the touch. I'm a touch and feel guy, and when I go to the number pad, I always inevitably hit the 5 by accident because I put a little bit too much pressure on the 5 key because I'm trying to center my hands on the keyboards. But in general, types very well. The software is excellent, and we now have the probably 8 or 9 custom profiles. This is the only keyboard that we've done custom profiles on, but they work very well. Just got to make sure that you get the real exe file, not just a launcher file, to make sure that you get your profile to load when your program loads. But this is the keyboard we're using right now, and this is going to stay on the big computer, but we have use for all the other computers, so not a waste of our time. And we enjoyed this process, and it was fun. Always fun to spend money, even though it's useless. Well, thank you for watching. Fortunately, I'm going to put most of these keyboards to use and have enjoyed all of them, and look forward to getting into the software for some of the others a little bit more in depth. But all great, all recommended. And dudes, don't worry about a cheap keyboard. Spend a little money. You have a nice computer, put a nice keyboard and mouse to it. You'll enjoy the functionality, programmability, and aesthetics, especially in our case with our build, because we're all fully RGB crazy lighting, so it's wonderful. Take care. Always, as Chutoy would say, like and subscribe. HagBoy's Studios, signing out.